Hello everybody and welcome to Director's Vision. I'm your host Rage and today we'll be reviewing Ford v Ferrari. Let's begin. Alright, so Ford v Ferrari, it tells the story of Ken Miles and Carroll Shelby and their quest to create the next great American race car for Ford. And it focuses specifically on the rivalry between Ford and Ferrari. It was directed by James Mangold and stars Christian Bale and Matt Damon. So I'm not going to waste any more time, let's get straight into the review. First category is writing, let's go. Alright, so the writing in Ford v Ferrari was actually surprisingly well done in my opinion. I wouldn't say it's the most unique story in the world, but that being said, it did what it had to do. It was to tell the story of Carroll Shelby and Ken Miles. I think it did a good job of that. And also the dialogue was pretty well done in my opinion. There wasn't a lot of unnecessary dialogue in it, and it wasn't cringy in any sort of way, so I have to give it major points for that. So overall, I give writing a B+. Alright, and next is the performance score. So I'm gonna be honest here and say that I don't think these are the most diverse and complex roles that I've ever seen Matt Damon or Christian Bale do, especially Christian Bale. I mean, we've seen Christian Bale in American Psycho, The Machinist. You know, he's had some pretty complex roles under his belt and some amazing performances. So I don't think his performance was bad by any means. It was definitely a good performance. But compared to some of his other roles, I feel like this was kind of an easy ride for him. And also, Matt Damon's performance was actually really well done in this film. Again, we've seen a lot more better roles for Matt Damon, you know, Good Will Hunting, The Departed, those kind of movies. So again, this movie wasn't bad, but I don't think that these roles, these characters were that hard to play, really. I mean, they just kind of had their voices changed. At least Matt Damon had his voice changed. I'm pretty sure Christian Bale was using his actual voice in this film. So, you know, not a bad performance, but not the most complex roles. So overall, I give performance a B+. All right, and the next category we got is cinematography. And all I have to say about the cinematography is it was outstanding in this film. Every camera shot looked super sleek, a lot of great use of close-ups, a lot of cool lens flares too. I like that about the film. Also, every color kind of popped off the cars, which I thought was really well done. And there's a lot of great landscape shots that I really liked. So overall, cinematography, A-. All right, so the music in Ford v Ferrari was nothing really to write home about. I mean, it was pretty standard. It was just classic rock kind of vibe, and I felt like it wasn't really anything special, especially for a racing movie. So for music, I'm gonna give it a B. Okay, so the editing in Ford v Ferrari was outstanding. It won this year for Best Film Editing, Ford v Ferrari, and it 100% deserved it. The driving sequences were always on point, and the editing just blended so seamlessly and so perfectly with the cinematography, all the close-ups and whatnot. It just looked outstanding from that perspective, and I have to give it solid points for that. So overall, I'm giving editing an A. All right, so the visual effects and sound effects in Ford v Ferrari were really well done as well. You know, there were several crashes and several explosions seen in this movie, and they all looked really realistic in my opinion, and I love that about this film. Also, the sound effects were really well done. The sounds of the engines in the cars just sounded super cool and super good. You know, it made you feel alive inside. Love that about this film, so 100% giving this category an A. All right, so for entertainment value, I have to say, if you are a car fan and you love racing and you love the history of cars, then you're going to love this movie. I wouldn't say it's super fast-paced, but that being said, the driving sequences are super entertaining, and it's definitely not a boring film. So overall, I give entertainment value an A-. All right, and the next category we got is artistic quality and originality. And this is where I'm gonna get critical for this film. See, as much as I love this film, I felt like it kind of lacked uniqueness, as it didn't really do anything different than other race car movies, you know? And with the cinematography, I felt like it had a pretty standard color palette. I mean, don't get me wrong, the cinematography in this film was beautiful. It was super sleek. It was very beautiful film, but it lacked personality. It didn't really do anything different than other race car movies. And it's the same thing with the editing. The editing looked really standard for race car movies, you know, that fast-paced kind of cutting. I love the way it looked. It was very well done, but it wasn't really original, in my opinion. And then here's another thing that I had an issue with. I felt like they didn't really establish it in the 60s very well. It didn't really feel like the 60s. You know, the film was based in a historical time, and besides the cars, they didn't really do much to make you feel like you were in the 60s. So I have to deduct points for that. So overall, I give artistic quality a B. So overall, this film was very well done in my opinion. The cinematography looked outstanding, the editing was outstanding, and it was pretty entertaining for the most part. And if you're a car fan, again, you're definitely gonna love this film. So overall, I give it a B+. All right, that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please don't forget to leave me a thumbs up. Also, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, in the comment section below, let me know what you thought of Ford v Ferrari and what I should review next. Anyways, until next time, I'm Rage, and this is Director's Vision. Bye for now.